Hello everybody, it's Viva Reverie and you're watching another episode of Vivcast, or more specifically Vivcast Red, and the such. So okay, I'm starting this episode completely unprepared. Like, generally with these episodes, I like to sit down for like 10 minutes and look at the computer and say, alright, I'm going to definitely talk about this, and definitely talk about this, and this, and this. But this time I did it differently. While I was watching the episode, which was several days ago, because this episode of Vivcast is a little late, and the main reason why it's late is because I kind of forgot to record. I forgot I needed to record this, so I'm doing that now, and yeah, it's going to be based on the episode which came out a few days ago. As I was saying, I wrote down notes of things I wanted to talk about while I was watching the pony episode 4, On Your Marks. And days passed by where I said to myself, I need to do Vivcast Red, and I'm not. So I'm just gonna plug everything in and then go on my microphone and open my notes and go. So I hope I don't screw anything up. I hope I have it I should be fine. I should be fine. So anyway, formalities. Ready. Boom. Okay. So 2 formalities. I'm going to see if I can go through these pretty quick because I've got a lot of things to talk about. I have other things I need to do and the such. I know what I've said every other episode ever where I say, oh no, I'm going to go through things too quickly. But you know what? Screw that. Technicalities change things depending on the episode. I don't care. Whatever. Let's talk about... So, thing number 1. Last episode I said I was going to acknowledge the fact that I made an April Fool's video. I did that. I made an April Fool's video. It was 2 weeks ago now. Based on reaction videos, and I don't know what else to talk about really. It's sort of self-explanatory. That you know what's not really self-explanatory is the fact that the 3 characters I made up for that video, the first, the second, and the first, and the first, the second, and the third, they're all different sort of types of reaction videos I see. First of all, if you want to go see that video, it'll be in the description or something. And if it isn't, bug me so that it is in the description. And that is that the 3 characters. The first one, who I called Viva Reverie, or I kind of cheated a bit halfway through recording the video. I realized, I have an idea on a joke I can make with the names. And the first character's name is Viva Reverie spelled weirdly, but they were originally just all 3 going to be called Viva Reverie. But anyway, yeah. So that's me totally cheating with the names and the such. So, oh no, now that video is less fun to watch because you can see something that was unintentionally done and then cheated later to make it look like it was intentionally done. Irrelevant. The 3 characters. The first one being the person who sits behind the camera and barely says anything and is completely emotionless, which is that's probably the majority of reaction videos where they think that they can just make a video and say, oh, I'm reacting to it, without realizing that if people go to a reaction video, they want to see you and not the video you're reacting to. If they want to see the video you're reacting to, they would go watch that video. So if you, as the reactor, have nothing to, bring up, then you've got nothing. There's no point in making the video in the first place. So that's person number 1. Oh my god, I've been going on about this for ages. I thought I wasn't going to be talking about this for that. Person number 2. Person number 2 is sort of a hybrid between the it was kind of sloppily done. I could have divided this person into 2 characters. What was his name? Vivoodle Revoodles, which is a stupid name. But yeah, he's a hybrid between the people who make who make their videos all like flashy and check me out. I'm high profile and big ego or whatever, something like that. And the second being that they just laugh at everything, which, I mean, to be fair, that is what you want to look for in a reaction video, but that was just sort of the only thing I could really think of. Just like giggling the entire time and not really giving any input. Like, if I were to say I don't mind any kind of reactors, I'd say I don't mind the people like that. I don't mind the people who just sit there and because like, you know, if somebody makes a joke, then I want to know if if I make a joke, I want to know if that joke like worked out well. Like, that's why I like sort of watching reaction videos. Yeah, I think I sort of talked like I was about to like go into something else. Maybe I was about to say something else, but I completely forgot what it was going to be. Anyway, so person number 3, who's I love this name, Viv88 or Reverie. That's a hilarious name. But yeah, the gimmick of this character was that they wear aviators. No, the gimmick was that they watch a video that is completely not like aimed towards them at all. Like the video which I put up during his segment was what was it called? The Never Ending Orbit, which is, it's not supposed to be a super silly, goofy like video like the rest of the videos that I've made. The majority of my videos are jumpy and silly, but Never Ending Orbit was supposed to be quiet and like sort of story based on like you like interpretive sort of ways, and it was a lot of love. I don't know, it's sort of hard to talk about that. That was a video which I made when I was sort of feeling kind of bummed out, and I wanted to make something different to say that I'm not just some silly, goofy sort of person. I feel like I could have done things a little bit better, looking back on it. But in any case, that's a video that I made, and Viv88 or Rev Aviatoricals, the only thing he says to the video is, I don't get it, because that's the thing. It's really cringy seeing somebody just like watching a video and just like, this isn't my kind of video. Well, then why did you record the reacts? I mean, to be fair, you wouldn't know in advance, but whatever. Oh my god, I said I wanted this to be quick, and this turned into the longest formalities ever. I'm not even done. That was point 1. I'm done talking about the April Fool's video. Wow, okay. Maybe I should introduce a new section at the start of Vivcasts when I make a new video, because I had a lot to talk about that stupid April Fool's video. Way more than I expected. I guess this is like super long episode of Vivcast Red or something. I don't know, jeez. Anyway, so formality number 2 is the poll results to last episode, which was, do you prefer if an episode has oh no, I knew I should have prepared in advance for this episode, because I don't have a question. I'm gonna have to think up a question during this episode of Vivcast Red. Anyway, so the poll results for last episode, hold on. Okay, so it was either, would you prefer next episode to be a silly, goofy story, or a super serious, potentially heartfelt story? I'm kind of surprised that the majority said the serious stories. This was 56% over 43%. That does not match up. Way to go, YouTube. Way to be stupid and have your percentages not add up to 100. You idjimajit. Whatever. Anyway. Because, yeah, like in the video, I said, oh, I prefer the sort of the goofier stories because they're like sort of charming in their own way, and like if you have a super serious story, then you have to like sort of take it seriously. It's big and and that's okay for like season like premieres or finales, and like for mid episodes, like sometimes I just want to sit down and watch a silly episode of the Pony Show, and that's what you get with some episodes like the previous episode of the show. But yeah, in any case, that's the poll results. Apparently, the majority of you preferred the serious stories. I guess there's not much else I can really say about it beyond that. But anyway, okay. Formality's over. It has been pretty much 10 minutes, so way to go. Where is it? Alright, here's my list of things I want to talk about. So, today's episode we're going to be talking about is On Your Marks, which is the episode of the first CMC episode of this season, or pretty much the third episode period. If you, I was watching Audacity there, and it sort of lagged for a second. I'm like, oh no, did it accidentally skip again? Because that happens sometimes. Anyway, whatever, CMC episode. See, it's sort of like a third episode if you consider the first and second episodes to be one episode, which I sometimes do, but then that just makes things confusing. So this is episode 4. Shut up, me. I'm an idiot. So let's talk about this episode. The first thing that happens is the CMC realize that they have no point. They, what would you write for the first episode you have for when characters finally finish their character arc? The entire point of the CMC was for them to do whatever the hell so that they could get their cutie marks. Now that they have their cutie marks, what do you do with that? That's pretty much the entire first scene of the episode. So hey, that's, I guess, something. The fact that they brought it up, oh, this is something that has happened, and now the CMC need to do something. That's the moral of this episode. The moral is, well, I mean, that's not the moral of the episode. That leads to the moral of the episode, which happens at the end. So let's not talk about it now because it's not the end yet. And then the next thing, right. Well, I watched the episode a few days ago, so I don't remember things perfectly scene by scene. So let me just quickly run through things in my head. First thing happens. They realize, oh, we have nothing to do, and then they go try and do things, and then things happen, and I've got my list of notes here, but the second note I've got regarding the episode is to talk about the mustache pony, which is, I know you think, what mustache pony? For one shot, when, that's right, the CMC were looking for cutie mark problems, and one of the characters they find is a pony with this mustache and this bow tie, and his cutie mark is a mustache with a comb. Why is this significant? Because this character showed up in merchandise ages ago. This was a blind bag. I own several of this horse, so I recognized him immediately because he stood out for some reason. Loads of these blind bag ponies, they're just recolors or whatever, but this one had this bow tie and his eyes were slightly different. It was very, very weird. It was a weird thing that they did. And that brings me into who likes talking about things that are slightly relevant, that makes the Vivcast episode way longer. So a very similar sort of thing is way earlier in the show. This is pre-season 2. Or pre-season 2 finale, I guess. I was not there for the season 2, in the entirety of that. I came into the show after season 2, before season 3. And so I looked back and found, okay, so season 2's, Shining Armor and Princess Cadence, they were both introduced in season 2. Season 2's finale, to be specific. But before that, they showed up in pony merchandise. So, they're not actually, the merchandise for the characters showed up before the characters themselves did. Exactly like this mustache pony, which is a really interesting thing. And it also means that maybe we should look through the merchandise more often to see if we can get shows, clues for later on in the show. To be fair, that has been happening, and it's been happening all the time. But with the Moustache Pony, it's such a random thing. Like, why? It's, I don't know, just a thing I wanted to bring up. A funny thing I wanted to bring up, and I don't really have any stories beyond that to really talk about it. Beyond that. Next thing I want to talk about is a bulk biceps, aka the big white, way too buff pony who always says yeah. They gave him a speaking role. That was weird. Oh man, like, they've definitely done it with characters in the past. I'm trying to remember. Like, episode 100, obviously, they've given, like, characters which we've seen over and over again. But this time, actually, they give them a significant portion of screen time to them just talking. Derpy, there you go. There's a reasonable, like, example. Derpy being a character that, like, oh, you see him in the background and it's like a big deal, but like suddenly it was in the season 2 episode. It was, what was the name of the episode? I should know the name of the episode. Where it was an Applejack episode, over the barrel, something like that. I'm probably way wrong. I'm probably completely wrong. Where yeah, she just suddenly has this like speaking role and like is talking about things, and yeah, she does again in episode 100 rather. So I guess it's not necessarily that big of a deal, but like, but it was that big of a deal back then. I'm getting my words mixed up. You know what I'm trying to say. It's weird that like a character that we've known for a while is suddenly talking like everybody else. Like, part of his gag, like, was the fact that he only said one word over and over. And it's kind of weird. It's just weird seeing him talk, is the point. I just wanted to bring up that fact, not what he did in the episode. What he did was, he's a silly goofy, silly goofs and gaffs, whatever. Like, I don't care beyond that. I care more about the intricacies, the silly, like, the details, what that means for the show in general, which is kind of backwards, even considering, like, previously I said, I don't like being too detailed in the show. I prefer to just enjoy it for what it is, and then I get all humdrummy anyway, so whatever. That's me with, let's stop talking about bulk biceps. Let's this is funny. Okay, so I want to talk to you personally. Yes, you, the person listening to this right now. I'm talking to you right now. I want to talk to you personally about humor. How would you I don't know. Anyway, humor. So one of my favorite things about I phrased that wrong. Let me start from the start again. One of the things about humor that, like, I really like doing, like, in my own videos, I do comedy, silly humors. One of the things I very much like doing myself is, like, I sort of, like, weirdly timed things that, like, make a thing funny because of a way that a joke was portrayed or something, like a sort of mantra I have. Have I mentioned this before? I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before. A sort of mantra I have is, like, even a bad joke can be funny if it's timed well. Like, timing is really important with how I do jokes. Like, that is, like, the number one thing I focus on when I try to make things funny. Like, not what they're saying, or albeit that, yes, what they're saying, but more like when they say it, and like how it reflects with, like, the animation itself. The reason why I bring this up is because during the scene in On Your Marks, we're finally getting back to the episode. During the scooter scene where Scootaloo is scootering down and around, and like, it's like, they're demonstrating that Scootaloo is good on the scooter, and then they're gonna do a they're gonna do the same scene again, but with either Apple Bloom or Sweetie Bloom. Whoops! I accidentally name dropped. Apple Bloom or Sweetie Belle. There you go. Jeez. Apple Bloom or Sweetie Belle, like, doing the same... Like, this is what I assumed. I assumed when watching the episode that after Scootaloo did her, whoa, I'm cool on the scooter thing, that Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle would do, like, a similar scene, except instead of them doing it good, they're sort of screwing up and like, whoops, I didn't do this turn right. Whoa! Bam! They fall into a bush or something. Because MLP does that a lot. I don't know. Like, once you start watching the pony show for a decent amount of time, you sort of start seeing consistencies between what the show will and will not do. So that's something I expected to do. But what did they do instead? It's just like a half set. Oh, that probably sounded bad on the microphone. Anyway, so what they do is they have Scootaloo like land in the barn. It's like, yeah, now you do that, and then half a second passes by, and then Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle just fall over. I just paused the video and laughed to myself for like 20 full seconds. That was the funniest shit I've seen in so long. And it came from Pony. It came from the Pony show. Because the timing on that was, like I was saying, a couple of minutes ago or whatever, the timing on that was so good. And I really like that because it, subverted expectations. I expected them to do a thing, but they just go... That's it. That's all they needed to do. Oh, I loved it. That's what this entire rant was referring to, was the fact that they did that one joke really well, and I really like it. And that's it. That's what I wanted to bring up, was how well timed that joke was. Yeah. I have no idea if it's the same for anybody else. I am, in fact, 90% sure that, or maybe even 99% sure that was not the same for anybody else, and it was exclusively me who found that really funny. I don't know. But in any case, subverted expectations. That's always fun. Next thing that happened... Oh, hold on. Audacity's lagging, and I don't know if it's still recording or not. So I'm just okay. We're good. It's I'm gonna do that every time it weirdly lags. Every time it weirdly lags, I'm just gonna stop myself and wait until it responds, because I don't want to lose speech. Anyway, so my next note is referring to the fact that Apple Bloom finally got a song, like Apple Bloom specifically. Why is this a big point? Okay, so obviously we've had CMC songs in the past. They're CMC songs and the such. Apple Bloom in particular, her voice actor Michelle Krieber, if you do not know, sings all the time, or more specifically sings with Black Griffin, who's another fandom person. He does songs. And they're sort of a duo now, which is really weird. Black Griffin and Michelle Krieber, or Gabriel Brown and Michelle Krieber if you prefer, or Black Griffin and Apple Bloom if you prefer. I don't know, whatever. The point is that she's a singer, and it's very weird. It took 6 seasons for her to finally get a song when she can sing on her own pretty well. She's a good singer, and it's sort of similar to how Ashley Ball, who voices Rainbow Dash and Applejack, similarly is a singer, and it similarly took a century for Applejack to get a song. It's just an interesting sort of thing where generally for characters, when they get a song, they hire a new person. They hire a singy voice actor. Best first example I can think of, because I know the name of the person, Rebecca Soichet, or Soichet, or Soichet, or however you pronounce her name. She voices Sunset Shimmer, and is also the singing voice of Twilight Sparkle. Tara Strong, who's Twilight Sparkle's voice actor, does not sing for whoops, I hit my TV. Does not sing for Twilight Sparkle. Does Rebecca Swishy does. Oh man, I feel so bad not knowing how to pronounce her name. So it's just thoughts that I sort of had. These notes that I wrote down for when I wanted to talk about things in Vivcast, they're kind of dumb notes, and they don't flow into each other at all, and I have no idea how long I'm going to talk about each of them. So likewise, I sort of finished talking, or not really finished talking. I sort of finished speaking, sort of, and then realized, it's finished thinking. There you go. That's what I thought. That's what I should have said. I finished thinking about things that I could say, and I realized, I didn't really talk about that for as long as I thought I would have. But there, whatever. Oh well, I talked about it, and now I'm done. Now time to move to the next point. I'm the best. I'm the best at this stupid sort of vlogging, but not thing. This is supposed to be a weekly series. What do you call? I suppose podcast. You know what? I'm just making a fool of myself, and I should move on to the next point. The thing I want to talk about. Next thing I wanted to talk about is distractingly not Scootaloo. So the orange young character with purple hair is like that description can fit both Scootaloo and this new horse that I don't know the name of, because I don't know if they mentioned their name anywhere. Did they mention this horse's name anywhere? If they did, then I completely overlooked it. So whatever. This character was sort of a main focus, and did nobody sort of stop them and say this character is distractingly Scootaloo-esque in a CMC episode as well? And it's not maybe they're setting it up as it's Scootaloo's brother or something. Finally, Scootaloo has a goddamn parents, or well, not parents, has goddamn relatives or something. Nope, they didn't. Scootaloo shows up and reacts, doesn't react, says nothing to the fact that this horse looks practically identical to Scootaloo, besides, the tone is slightly different. No, they're kind of really similar if you just see one, and then you blink, and then you look at the other, and you say, yeah, they're pretty similar minus their gender. You know what? If they were the same gender, then I'm pretty sure somebody would step up and say that character is distractingly Scootaloo-like. Yep. So that's all I have to talk. No, that's not all I have to talk about him, but I'm going to talk about him in a second. Today's conflict. Oh, that's right. I remember writing this down. Today's conflict is another case of whoops, I wasn't listening. And this is lazy storytelling, lazy writing, where where did the conflict come from? It came from Apple Bloom just being, I'm just not gonna listen today. I'm gonna, whoops, I accidentally think my friends are bad people because I didn't listen. Okay, so I'm gonna backtrack and tell the story of the episode for a second. So the episode is Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo are all going different ways to try things, alone by themselves, just for a bit, and then friggin' Apple Bloom goes and tries things and then comes back just I didn't enjoy anything. My life is ruined. And then Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle are just what do you... No, we can still do things, dude. And then Apple Bloom's really? Just did you think otherwise? You freaking moron? Come on. That is just... it's just dumb. That's dumb. That's all I wanted to talk about. Just the fact that that's kind of dumb. Why did they do that? Alright, so, now we're going to talk about the final scene of, okay, this is kind of a big, no, it's not a big deal, but it's sort of, how do I say this? So, the last scene of this episode is a bunch of bull, is what it is. It's distractingly not Scootaloo and Apple Bloom going on stage and doing a dance thing, and like everything about it is wrong. So, alright, context. Once upon a time, I used to do dancing, like, as in dancing in front of big crowds of people, like, with a bunch of other people, like, on stages very similar to that one, except with many multitudes more people, because, you know, why would, like, nobody in their right mind would, like, you know, set up costumes and like giant set pieces for an audience of 20 people, because that's what it was, wasn't it? It was like 20 people, and that's not the point. The point is not the audience size. The point is everything that was done for the quote-unquote performance, like I don't know what happened there, but alright, let me just try and break things down, because I'm just sort of complaining without giving any substance. Alright, so unless I missed something, maybe I should have rewatched this scene to make sure I'm getting this right, but unless I missed something, I'm pretty sure what happened is distractingly not Scootaloo, just like put that whole thing in quotes, that's his name. Distractingly not Scootaloo says, "Oh no, we can't do this because the backdrop isn't right, and we can't do that, and I don't want to go out on stage to do this dance because I'm scared." And like, if so, okay, was the original plan that you weren't going to go up on stage without Apple Bloom then? Was the entire play just gonna... Alright, so there's two ways I can see this making sense. Either A, like, he wasn't gonna go up on stage, which means that, like, either an entire scene was gonna be missing, or, like, why did I say either? Because I'm pretty sure it was just, like, an entire scene from this play thing was gonna be missing or something. Was it a play? Was it supposed to be a sequence of things? Or B, it was going to happen, but they were behind schedule, which, if that was the case, they didn't portray that in any way. But no, here's the deal though. So Scootaloo says, "I'm gonna use my bungee jumping skills to change the backdrop." What? What? No! Alright, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person who realizes how freaking stupid that is, but okay, so let's imply, okay, now with that in mind, let's imply that, okay, so sure, they can like bungee jump a backdrop or whatever, sure. So that means that they impromptu did set it up, and now they a completely irrelevant point, but Sweetie Belle also gave him crappy costumes last minute. Wait, they didn't have costumes, so therefore him going up on stage was last minute. And then what do they do when they get up on stage? The dumbest shit I have ever seen. The dumbest shit. Like, Scooby Bloom, what are their names? Jesus Christ. Distractingly not Scootaloo goes on stage and is all like, "I'm not gonna dance because I'm still scared," and everybody in the audience like, what the fuck is he doing up there? Like he's just up there just being like, "I'm just gonna I'm so scared, I'm not gonna," like, did you have a plan? Did you have anything planned to do? Like, and then when he finally does start dancing, it's like a minute into this And even if it wasn't a minute in, it was like a century of him being, oh, I'm wiggly legs, I'm so scared. And then he finally starts, Apple Bloom's like, I'm gonna dance with you, this completely, like, unplanned, good, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word that I'm trying, like, whatever, unplanned, there's definitely a word I'm trying to think of, but I can't because I'm too hot and flustered right now. And then they just do it, and then the audience like, yeah, sure, why not? That was okay, sure. I don't, like, that was a good performance. And like, was anybody gonna perform after him? Would Scootaloo need to, like, change the backdrop again? Wow. I got really into that, didn't I? Wow. I think I'm done talking about Distractingly Not Scootaloo and the final scene of that. That was really fucking stupid, though. Wasn't it? Maybe I just got like 50 things wrong, and that entire rant was completely unsolicited and had no base because I missed something. But, like, it just seemed stupid to me. Like, I think I'm done. I don't know what else to say. I can't top that. I can't top a however long rant that was. Me just, like, going mad over how freaking stupid that was. Let's move to fan art, I guess. That's right. Let's not move to fan art because no, you know what? Screw it. Screw it. I was gonna have like a bonus bit where I talked about things where, like, I watched this movie. I watched Zootopia finally, and also I've been playing a bit of Pokken Tournament, the Wii U Pokemon game. But you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to talk about them because this episode's been going on long enough, and I don't know what else to say in order to make this any more interesting than it already is. I don't know. Yeah, I'll leave that for next episode or something, like I did with the April Fool's video. I can do that. Why not? Screw everything. Let's talk about fan art. Jesus Christ. I am completely off my rocker. Completely, unplanned. Everything has gone to shit. This entire episode went to shit when I started talking about stages and dancing and... What the fuck was his dance too? He was the this is my dance, look at me. And then when Scootaloo, excuse me, I mean Apple Bloom, not Scootaloo. When Apple Bloom's like, I'm not gonna help you, and then distractingly not Scootaloo's like, okay, like off stage. Why is... Let's move to Vivcast. Hold on. Here it is. Okay. So first thing, this one is one that I missed from, like, it was last week or something. No, it was 2 weeks ago now. Whatever. Look at this. It's a dentist shirt. That's funny. This is made by Reverie. And it's a mock-up for a fake dentist shirt. And it's silly. Thank you for making this. It's silly. That's all I have. What do you expect me to say to you about your silly shirt mock-up thing? It's silly is what it is. Next piece of fan art. Oh, goodness, graminucious gravy. Edge loop. This is another edge loop one. Ta-da! Oh no, I've got Facebook making sounds. I'm gonna shut that up. Okay, so edge loop made this, This is Sealing Viva based on Sealing Dash, and it looks kind of almost like Sealing Dash, and that's pretty neat. And like there's even the little wiggles at the edge, sort of like how the foil would sort of like crumple, sort of. Oh, it's neat. It's neat. It looks cool. It looks neat, and I like it. Thank you, Edgeloop, Mister. I'm going to give you fan art every episode. Thank you. And next is this one is by Mindlux, which is a little Vivcast thing where it has a picture of Viva and a little thing I'm saying, hello everybody. Oh no, I didn't spike the mic. Good, which is the start of how I started one of my episodes. So thank you. Thank you. Oh well. Oh man, I have headphones in or horse headphones in the image, even though I literally just shown that I'm not actually wearing headphones because the Facebook sound went off. Whatever. Thank you, Mindlux. Okay. So this episode is over now. This episode of Vivcast is over. I need to think up a question to give you. Oh, I know. Has there been anything that has made you irrationally angry? like especially if it's something really small, like from something that shouldn't make you angry, but has made you angry. If you have, comment it, because I'm curious, because that's what happened to me just now. Yep, that's it. Thanks for. Oh yeah. Also, if you want to follow me, go on Twitter or Tumblr at Viva Reverie, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see more dumb shit like this. Goodbye.